Hey everyone, it's Dave here. Hope you're okay. This video is an attempt to provide a little bit of a fresh perspective into my content, because I think that's always important, to provide some balance and acknowledge some why society may be acting as it is, why there may be this mass fear, and acknowledge where it comes from and acknowledge that it's real. And primarily as well acknowledge that COVID-19 is, or I'd probably say was, a threat. Only a minor threat, but it was a threat. And my own experience of what I think was COVID-19, or I don't know, I had it, but I think it was. So what I'm talking about here is, in an attempt to ascertain the truth, an individual leaves themselves open to indoctrination themselves, especially when the truth is in relation to something absolutely massive, such as the overreaction to the COVID-19 pandemic. And I think those of us who are looking for some element of understanding and to ask why, what could possibly explain the looming economic catastrophe, the fundamental rewiring of society and how we socialise, the descent into this dystopian nightmare, and this utterly myopic obsession with one disease in particular that always was very, very unlikely to do any harm to the vast majority of people. In trying to ascertain what the truth is behind that overreaction, we do risk becoming myopic ourselves. And that's what this video is about, because I'm very, very conscious, and I've always been very aware of this myself, in that it's fine to hold a position, it's crucial, and to have an opinion. It's always crucial to be able to back those opinions up, be willing to change your mind, and be willing to consider the situation from fresh perspectives if needed. And above all, to strike some balance into an opinion. Above all, what that does demonstrate is that it's an acknowledgement that your opinion is not the truth, and my opinion certainly is not the truth. So whilst a lot of my content does come from the heart, and it's based on my observations of human nature at the moment, and how society is really, really struggling to understand itself, and is sinking ever deeper into this paranoidal fear. That is what I believe. I want to use this video to provide some balance. So let me say straight away that COVID-19, was it real? Absolutely. Was it a threat? Absolutely. And I can totally understand where the fear would, emanates from, and why a lot of people have been terrified into submission by the virus. And I also just wanted to just explain my own experience of what I think was COVID-19, which was very unpleasant. I don't know whether it was COVID-19. I've not been tested. I'm not going to get tested. But I suspect it was. And if it was grim. It was bad. So going back to, pretty much every year, around about November, I'll usually come down with a heavy cold. Usually doesn't stop me from going to work or going about my everyday business or anything like that. But typically I'll have a cough for a couple of weeks, maybe a bit of a rough chest, just feel tired and run down. As I think a lot of us do. Probably most of us around that time of the year come down with a cold or light flu or whatever, chest infection, I don't know. And we just put it down to the time of the year that, germs are about. You do get ill from time to time. And I think most of us have never really questioned it. And we just got on with it, recovered, and then, crack on with our lives, really. I mean, obviously that's, I think our society's kind of perspective and their way of looking at diseases has fundamentally changed now. And I think we're coming out of this even less resilient than we were. Anyway, last November, it was about the end of November, and again I came down with my usual cough and a cold, except this time it was different. It took me till about mid-January to finally feel better. I had it, I'd say, for about 10 weeks. I just couldn't shake it off. A terrible cough, bringing stuff up, and then other days it will be a dry cough. I felt absolutely horrendous. I had no energy. And I had one day where I struggled to breathe and it was scary. It was only for about a few hours in the morning, but I really felt like I had a load of, I don't know, something in my lungs that was preventing me from getting air into them. And it was very, very scary. It was only one day where I really struggled to breathe. But as I say, it took me about 10 weeks to get over. I even tried, having a good old few drinks to try to use the old Russian way to try and kill the virus, which has worked for me in the past. It does work in my experience, and that didn't work, but it was scary. If that was COVID-19, then I can see the damage that it can cause. And how, it has, particularly early on, ripped through care homes and hospitals and leaving death and destruction in its wake. Now, obviously, none of this still justifies the measures that were put in place. But this is my attempt to add some balance to my content and acknowledge that, like I say, if that was the disease that I experienced, it was pretty bad, pretty rough. And I know a number of friends and family as well, a lot of them mostly healthy, well, all of them mostly healthy most of the time, fell ill at that stage. And I know at least of a couple of them who had the antibody tests and were diagnosed with COVID-19, which makes me think that I also had it as well. So I wouldn't ever want anybody to think with my content, my videos, that I am myopic in the way that my opinion towards COVID-19, because I'm not. I've always acknowledged it was something I still say relatively minor threat that was dealt with terribly badly, resulted in the people who did need protecting not being protected, and a load of healthy people being quarantined, which is it's just ridiculous, isn't it, really, quarantining healthy people and shutting down 90% of the world in the name of that. But there we go, some balance, some attempt to understand why there may be this mass fear around COVID-19 and my own personal experience with it, if it was it, which I don't know, but I'm not going to get a test, so who knows. And the reason I'm making this video is because it is so important, no matter what your view is, no matter how strong your view is, to not become a fanatic, not become obsessed, and to make sure your argument is always nuanced and complex and always taking in fresh information from all sources and trying to acknowledge other people's fears as well. And, that's what this video is all about. So I hope that makes sense. Broadly not change my opinion. In fact, as each day goes by, I see society becoming more and more paranoid, more and more divided, more and more fearful. And for those of us who can see it all unfolding and trying to impart some balance and some sense into the debate and trying to find different ways to do it. And I guess that's one of the reasons why I've been making this video as well. So, yeah, there we go. Don't think I've really got anything else to say now for today. Yeah, there we go. 10-minute video, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.